Think of it like this. You're reaching for that familiar can of Pringles, expecting the usual potato chip crunch. But what if I told you Pringles aren't actually potato chips at all? With just 42% potato content, these crispy, perfectly stacked treats are something entirely different. Intrigued yet? There's a fascinating and unexpected story behind how Pringles defied the norms of the snack world to become a global sensation enjoyed in over 140 countries. Ever wondered how they managed to pull it off despite not being real potato chips? Let's dive in and uncover the truth behind your favorite snack. What do you think? You know, Pringles have always been a bit of a mystery to me. I remember the first time I saw that perfectly stacked tower of chips in a can, I thought, these can't be regular potato chips. And you know what? They aren't. Let me take you on a little trip down memory lane to uncover the story behind Pringles. Back in the day, when Pringles first hit the market, they were branded as newfangled potato chips. Quite a mouthful, right? The whole idea was to come up with a snack that tackled all the common issues we all hate about regular potato chips. Think about it. Greasy fingers, chips going stale, and that disappointing moment when you find half the bag is just crumbs. The creators of Pringles wanted to fix all of that. The original Pringles were designed to be the superhero of snacks. They promised a perfect crunch without the greasy mess. And thanks to their clever packaging, they stayed fresh longer and didn't crumble into tiny pieces at the bottom of the bag. Honestly, it sounded like a dream come true for snack lovers everywhere. But then came the great potato debate. You see, Pringles' unique shape and packaging led to some confusion. People started questioning if they were even real potato chips. According to Taste of Home, if you look at the ingredients list on a can of Pringles, you won't actually see potato listed. Instead, you find dehydrated processed potato. That's because Pringles are made from a mix of potato flakes and other ingredients like rice flour and wheat starch, rather than slices of whole potatoes. In 1975, the Food and Drug Administration stepped in with a big ruling. They told Pringles that unless they made it clear they used dried potatoes instead of fresh ones, they couldn't market their product as potato chips. Quite a sticky situation, right? To get around this, Pringles started calling them potato crisps. Problem solved, right? Well, not exactly. Things got even trickier across the pond in Great Britain, where all potato chips are called crisps. So when Pringles labeled themselves as potato crisps there, it caused even more confusion. People were left scratching their heads, trying to figure out if these stackable snacks fit into the usual bagged chip category. But the real drama unfolded in 2009. Procter & Gamble, the company behind Pringles, decided to take on the British tax system. In the UK, there's a value-added tax on most potato-based snacks. This tax applies to food items made from potato or potato flour. Procter & Gamble wanted to dodge this tax, so they came up with a bold argument. Pringles didn't contain enough potato to be considered potato crisps. They claimed that because Pringles are made from a blend of ingredients, including potato flakes, rice flour, and wheat starch, they didn't have the necessary potato-ness to fall under the VAT category for potato snacks. Sounds like something out of a comedy show, right? But they were serious. This led to a big legal battle, with Procter & Gamble arguing that Pringles should be classified as a savory snack instead. If they won, they'd avoid the hefty VAT, saving a ton of money. However, the British courts weren't buying it. They ruled against Procter & Gamble, stating that Pringles were indeed potato crisps, and the company had to pay the tax. And pay they did. $160 million in taxes, to be exact. Ouch. Despite these setbacks, Pringles remained a beloved snack, known for their innovative design and irresistible crunch. They might not be traditional potato chips, but who cares? They're delicious in their own right. Now, let's dive into the mystery of what exactly goes into making a Pringle. I mean, they're not your typical potato chip, so their ingredients must be a bit different, right? First off, unlike traditional potato chips that are made from thinly sliced whole potatoes, Pringles are made from a dough. The main ingredient in this dough is potato flakes, which make up about 42% of each Pringle. This is quite different from regular potato chips that are usually around 98 to 99% potato. But what about the rest of the Pringle? That's where things get interesting. Besides potato flakes, Pringles also contain a mix of other ingredients to create that signature taste and texture. This includes vegetable oil, which helps give them that satisfying crunch. Then there's rice flour and wheat starch, which add to the structure and stability of each chip, making them strong enough to stack without breaking easily. Maltodextrin is another component, a type of sugar that helps with the texture and flavor. You'll also find salt, of course, and a bit of dextrose, another form of sugar that enhances the flavor. So, why this complex mix? Well, it's all about creating a chip that solves the problems we've all experienced with traditional potato chips. Regular chips can be greasy, they break easily, and they can go stale quickly. Pringles, with their unique blend of ingredients, manage to avoid these issues. They're less greasy, they're strong enough to handle some rough treatment without turning into crumbs, and they stay fresh longer thanks to their airtight can. Comparing this to traditional potato chips, you'll notice quite a difference. Regular chips are simple. Slice potatoes, fry them in oil, and add some salt. They're delicious, no doubt, but they come with those pesky problems we talked about. Did you know that creating Pringles involved a whole team of brilliant minds? It's true. The story behind Pringles is a fascinating blend of food science, engineering, and a bit of trial and error. First up, we have Fred Bohr. This guy was an organic chemist, and he's the mastermind behind Pringles' unique design and packaging. Bohr was tasked with solving the common problems associated with regular potato chips. He came up with the idea of using dehydrated potato flakes to create a dough that could be shaped into perfect stackable chips. But he didn't stop there. Bohr also designed the famous Pringles can. He wanted a package that would keep the chips fresh and prevent them from breaking. The cylindrical can was a stroke of genius. It's probably one of the most recognizable snack packages in the world. Now you might be wondering, how did they figure out the perfect size and shape for each Pringle? Enter the supercomputers. Back in the 1960s, using computers for food production was pretty cutting edge. Bohr used supercomputers to calculate the optimal dimensions and shape for the chips. This wasn't just about aesthetics. The goal was to create a chip that wouldn't break easily and could be stacked neatly in the can. The result was the iconic saddle shape, technically known as a hyperbolic paraboloid. It sounds fancy, but basically it's a shape that's both functional and fun to look at. Despite all this progress, there was still a piece of the puzzle missing: the flavor. That's where Alexander Lipa comes in. Lipa was a food scientist who took over the project from Bohr. He focused on developing the right flavor profile for the chips. After all, what good is a perfectly shaped chip if it doesn't taste amazing? Lipa experimented with different seasonings and finally hit upon the perfect blend that would become the original Pringles flavor. Thanks to his efforts, Pringles not only looked great, but also tasted fantastic. But wait, there's more. The final piece of the Pringles puzzle was the production machine, and this is where Gene Wolfe comes in. Wolfe was a mechanical engineer and also a science fiction writer. Talk about a diverse skill set. He designed the machine that could produce Pringles on a large scale. This wasn't an easy task. The machine had to cut, shape, fry, and season the chips all in one continuous process. Wolfe's invention was so complex that it nearly drove the team mad, but in the end, it worked beautifully. Thanks to Wolfe's machine, Pringles could be produced efficiently and consistently, paving the way for their global success. Have you ever noticed how Pringles seem to be everywhere you go? Whether you're in the US, Europe, Asia, or just about anywhere else, you can always find that familiar can of perfectly stacked chips. It's amazing how a snack that started as an experiment in solving potato chip problems has become a global phenomenon. What's fascinating is how Pringles have adapted to different markets while maintaining their core appeal. In Japan, for example, you might find flavors like wasabi and grilled shrimp, while in the UK, you could come across prawn cocktail or roast chicken varieties. This localization strategy has helped Pringles appeal to diverse tastes and preferences, making them a hit wherever they go. The brand's marketing campaigns have also played a significant role in their global reach. Remember the catchy slogan, "Once you pop, you can't stop"? It's been translated into numerous languages, capturing the playful and addictive nature of the snack in every corner of the globe. The iconic can itself is a marketing marvel, instantly recognizable and easy to stack on store shelves, making it a favorite among retailers and consumers alike. Their popularity isn't just about taste and convenience, though. Pringles have become a part of pop culture. They're featured in memes, TV shows, and even movies. This cultural footprint keeps them relevant and beloved by both older generations who grew up with them and younger ones discovering them for the first time. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.